Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5. I thought I'd show off some of the interesting things I got for Christmas. My brother got me the Raja 2, which I'm very happy with, and almost cut myself with it already. So it's an awesome knife for what it's designed to do. It's probably one of the few actual pocket kukris that can do like kukri type jobs. Everything else is just a recurve blade shape, but this, as far as a KLO, it is the most of the folding KLOs, kukri-like objects, and hopefully I'll be able to use it at work. But if not, it's still an awesome blade. Now, the things you're looking at right here is concerning a growing interest of mine. A lot of you know that I'm very dysgraphic, I'm very dyslexic, and ADHD. Dyslexia interferes with reading, so, a pretty interesting example of this is that I thought that Denman Avenue in my hometown was actually Dead Man's Avenue. So I was like in college before I realized it was at Dead Man's Avenue, and it was actually Denman. So that's kind of an example of dyslexia. And then dysgraphia is another subcategory of dyslexia that interferes with your handwriting. And so I have very, very, very terrible handwriting, and I want to improve that. And also I hear that journaling is good for depression and, just keeping focused and mindful and stuff. So, like I said, I have dyslexia, dysgraphia, ADHD, depression, and I want to try to treat those abnormalities or afflictions, just treat them and see if I can improve my life in the process. But anyways, I thought journaling would be a good way of keeping tabs on things and improving my life. So this is a 5-year journal, and I got this limited edition one, and it was on sale when I got it, and I haven't started it yet because I want to start it on January the 1st, which is going to be here before we know it. And so anyways, it's a 5-year journal, and it's by Rusco. And right after I bought this limited edition 5-year journal, the company declared that they were going out of business. It's like a leather crafting company, and they would create leather goods, including several models of journals. And apparently that's why this kind of, moss green with gold lines, this metallic thread or whatever it's on there, might be some kind of gold leaf, I don't know. But apparently there was the brand. Rusco was in the process of going out of business, and they were liquidating everything. I saw this 5-year journal for sale for a discounted price. I was like, oh, I might as well get the discount or the limited edition version. And also you can kind of look at how they bound their signatures and stuff together. So anyways, I got a 5-year journal, and after this 5-year journal is used up, I won't be really able to replace it, which is a little bit sad. I'm sad that the company has gone out of business, but I'm glad I got a very nice 5-year journal for a discount price. So that's cool. And then this is going to be the thing that's going to be a little bit difficult to show on camera. Let's see. This goes by many different names. Or it goes by several names: lap desk, writing box. I've seen some of these called campaign boxes, which I think is a misnomer. But I have seen some people call these campaign boxes, secretary boxes, writing slope. So, not only am I interested in the physical act of writing and recording my thoughts, but I'm also interested in the methods of writing, far as calligraphy, fountain pen, dip pen, and so on and so forth. So, back in the day, especially if you're writing with a quill, and a quill is a feather that has been processed to hold ink and write with. I don't know if I need to go into that much detail explaining it, but you can't just get a feather and write with it. If you're going to write with a feather, there's a process in making it into a quill or a pen, or quill pen, which is a type of dip pen. So, anyways, if you're writing with a quill or certain dip pens, it helps if your writing surface is sloped. And a lot of old antique secretary desks were actually sloped. And I think you can see this in Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, where Bilbo is writing, and I think Frodo is also writing in the a Red Book. I'll see if I can get a screen grab of that. But when you're writing with a feather and some dip pens, it really helps for the effectiveness of writing on paper with ink if it's sloped. So I do not have the key to this, and I've looked on eBay, and you can buy lots of different keys, and it might cost like $40 for like 3 to 5 of them. And they're just loose keys that go to these, but you have no clue which one works with your box. And it kind of looks like a handcuff key, and I actually got a handcuff key and tried putting it in there. It's too small. But I might try finding the key sometime in the future, but right now I can't afford it, because, there's no telling how many of these $20 to $40 lots that I'd have to buy and before I actually find the key that goes to this. But as you can see, it's a very luxurious looking wood. It looks like a burl to me, and it has nicks in it, which I could probably get some like Old English or something and make that look a little bit better. But as you see, that's where the lock is, but that's not necessarily how you open it. And let's see if I can get this on camera. Let's get this back. And so I bought this because I knew I was getting this, and there was somewhat of a story behind that. But anyways, I knew that I was getting an inkwell, and I knew that this inkwell didn't have a cork, so I bought me some corks. And there's your writing slope, has some velvet, and you would put your paper right here, and you'd write. And this slope, this degree of slope, would help you efficiently write without your ink going all over the place. And this is the inkwell that I have. I need to clean it out and fill it with my preferred ink. And I bought the cork to go in there. And you can't really see this that well, but you got a storage spot right here. Put it like that. I got some dip pen ink, which is different than or calligraphy ink, aka dip pen ink, is different than fountain pen ink. You can use fountain pen ink with a dip pen, but you can't necessarily use a calligraphy ink and a fountain pen, is what I've been told. So this is calligraphy ink, which would be used with the dip pen. See if we can focus that in. And I think it's black. Now I got some more pens to put in this little cubby, but I think I'm going to fill this up with my Pilot. I can't remember. I have this very vivid blue ink that I really like, and I'm going to practice. I'm going to use my dip pen with it and see how well it writes with it, and then I'll fill this up with my preferred ink, and that will be my dip pen ink. Then I have another dip pen that I need to put in here, but this is an interesting pen, and I didn't get this for Christmas. I bought it, but this is a glass dip pen, and let's see if I can get it to focus. and it has grooves cut in the glass, and those grooves hold the ink. And you hold it like this, and you write with it, and this is where the slope kind of comes into handy. But anyways, what's cool about glass dip pens as opposed to nibbed dip pens or the standard dip pen that you normally see in your hobby stores and stuff is that with this, since it is glass, it's very easy to rinse out and go through different colors. So if I wanted to do any kind of lettering or calligraphy and I want to switch from color to color, this is really ideal as opposed to the metal dip pens that use nibs. So, you know, if you want to test out a bunch of different colors at one session, this is the good pen to have. And I put it in here. And hang on a second, I'm going to edit this out. This is my other dip pen that I got. It's a calligraphy pen set. And what is that brand? Master's Touch. And this is a cheap dip pen, and this glass pen you can pay anywhere from like $12 to $80 for a glass dip pen, depending on the colors and how elaborate it is. And you can kind of, you know, dip pens themselves, like these traditional ones, are not overly expensive, but the nibs can be if you want to buy some really high-end nibs. But as with most things, most hobbies, you can pay as much as you want. But I got this dip pen to practice Gothic or black letter calligraphy, because that's my favorite script. And what is a script? A script is basically font, but not printed. So you can pretty much equate script with font, except that fonts are used with typewriters, printing presses, and computers, and scripts are used with handwritten tools. And I got me a calligraphy book that I'm going to use at some point. But that's it. That's kind of the really major things that I got for Christmas that I'm pretty stoked about. Again, I did not buy the pens, but I got this inkwell and this writing slope slash lap desk for Christmas. And right now it does not lock, which kind of makes it inconvenient to travel with, but I also thought about using this to write on the beach, you know, if I was gonna, you know, just take time and write my thoughts, you know, like, hey, it's a lap desk. So that's it. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Asatsu5, and I'm out.